Hello and welcome to Comics with Jose. My name is Jose. I love comics and I want to share them with you. Follow me on Twitter at artofjvelez or on Instagram at jvelez622 where I share some doodles that I work on and a little comic book story that I'm currently working on as well, free of charge. I do this for fun and I just enjoy talking and sharing comic books. Like, follow, and subscribe if you like the channel. We're going to go over comic book stories that I have. I own a lot of comic books over the years. We're going to use digital, however, because it's easier to share on digital on your computer screen or phone. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me here as I talk to you about my favorite subject, comic books. My name is Jose. I love comic books and I love sharing them with people. Today we're going to be looking at Orion Volume 1, Number 6 from the year 2000 with a beautiful cover by Walt Simonson, of course. With inside is the letters of John Workman. Real quick here, I want to linger on this cover for a moment. This is a character we have not seen if you're just following me through Orion. This is Mortala. She is the wife of Darkseid. And so she is making her first appearance here in on this book. But so we're basically going to start where we left off, but I love the smoke here, and you can see Darkseid and you can see Orion here. So Walt Simonson is an incredible illustrator and one of my favorites. People that see me know that I'm a huge mark for Walter Simonson. So we start off where we left off again with the apparent death of Darkseid and Orion taking control of Apocalypse. We got the credits. John Workman again is the letterer who works with Simonson on most of his projects. A couple of parademons are going to attack Orion because they feel that he is not the true heir. He dispatches them but lets them live. And these people here are like, oh my god, I can't believe he didn't kill him. Darkseid would have. He says that now it's time for a new era. And then Light Ray comes, and Light Ray had given him a special armor that was able to withstand Darkseid, and how he survived the Darkseid's final blast was because he had this Astro Force, they called it, and was able to ensure that Darkseid would not kill him with his Omega beams. So Light Ray says, well, you probably should keep it because you're probably gonna need this. So the Newsboy Legion comes out and wants to interview Orion. Kainto tells him that he'll get rid of them, and Orion smiles and says, let's let him go. So they're gonna send him back to Earth and get a boom tube. They're still trying to do their things, but of course, this parademon is like, alright, time to go. So they're heading back to Earth. Here's some more of that Kirby crackle. Simonson is a huge fan of Kirby, and it just shows here how much he loves them. Tachyon is going to return with all the followers back to New Genesis. They were there to witness, and now that the event is over, it is time to return to New Genesis, and they part. And so it just leaves Orion alone with the people of New Genesis. So now we got Kalibak. Him and Desaad decide, it's probably best time to leave. You can see that Calabac wants the throne, so this is most likely far from over. But they leave. And Orion picks up Mother Box and then tells the people that a new era of peace and prosperity will begin. And of course, the parademons just kind of stare. Then the king is dead, the king is dead, long live the king, long live the king. And they all kind of start to rush Orion. Orion gets on his little cycle and blasts them. Just say, come no closer, you're dismissed. And they said, oh my goodness, he almost killed me. That's great, and he'll be a great leader once he gets used to the way things are in Apocalypse. So he goes into Darkseid's former quarters and begins to speak to Mother Box, but in the distance, or you can see there's a sound in there, so his eyes go, and we now go back to Earth and Metropolis. And the Newsboy Legion has arrived in Metropolis, and they're gonna drop off Jimmy Olsen, um, and he's going to um, show them the fight with Orion, and the Daily Planet will get exclusives. And here they tell him that they didn't give Jimmy the stuff because they want they want to sell it to the highest bidder. Jimmy then though says he had done that himself, where he actually took it from them because he sort of knew that that was going to happen, and did the same thing so that they would get the exclusive at the Daily Planet. So they both tried to scheme against the other, but now it turns out that they knew that he was trying to scheme them, so they schemed him first. So they are going to be, they want to use the money to save a Suicide Slum, which is a section in Metropolis, kind of like Skid Row is in Los Angeles. They just call it Suicide Slum. So they're gonna negotiate for the fight with Darkseid. So we're back in Apocalypse, and Orion's gonna see what's behind the curtain. And if we saw the cover, we know who it is. Mortala. So she introduces herself as Mortala, and she asks if he really is Darkseid's son, and he doesn't know. And she's impressed by the mother box. It appears it's the first time she's seen one. And it says it makes her feel almost human again. You see a tear kind of going down her cheek. And so she asks he asks her how she got here, and she goes, she's been there for years, and asks if Darkseid's really dead. And he says, yep. So he tells him the story. She's human, and was taken by Darkseid and Desaad, as Darkseid was looking for that anti-life equation. They had kidnapped a bunch of people, and Desaad was doing experiments on them and torture, and a few survived. And they ended up, she survived, and she ended up being given to Darkseid. But she was granted power, but because she could only obey him, she couldn't use those powers against him, sort of as a joke. So, and Desaad is the one that named her. Now, this is a great, great panel here. So, it's a splash page, however, it's so good, Simonson signed it. There are two panels here that are within her armor. It's just exquisite. He is My goodness gracious. I just love Simonson. I think Simonson is just so cool. I love his art. He is God, he is such a great great drawer. So anyway, Orion says she's free and she can go. And thinks he can probably get her essence away from Desaad. So, and Orion says he will kind of force him to do it. So there's like a crash, and Calabac is here. Great kick, um, kicking the door. Um, very, very, very awesome panel and a great way to end. I just want to look at that. Oh my God. So he is such a great drawer. But basically, Calabac wants to take on Dark's or on Orion to challenge him to become the new king of Apocalypse. So, thus endeth our main part of our issue here. So we're gonna look at the backup story for this issue. This is taking place. You can see here it's a few days earlier. This is not written by Simonson. It is written by Eric Stevenson, who I think is the publisher of Image Comics. Anyway, Eric Larson, and inks by Al Gordon, but of course John Workman is still doing the letters. So the Eric Larson, for those of you who don't know, he is the writer and artist in the Savage Dragon over at Image Comic Books, which to me is, he's been in it from the very beginning. So I think he's got like 260 issues that he has done himself. So anyway, basically, um, Calabac was promised more power, and he's been fighting this little thing. But of course, Desaad is a schemer and a manipulator, so didn't go quite as it went. But eventually, he does provide him more power and super strength, or even more strength, because he was already very strong, and he wants that power to be able to rule. So Darkseid has been watching this and says that Calabac is showing initiative and may grow into a warrior worthy of respect. And then Metron's telling him that you're just creating a powerful adversary, and you're stealing the tools for your destruction. And Darkseid says, it could be right, but a strong Caliban is um, great, maybe of a great use to him, and he doesn't worry about Desaad because he knows Desaad that Darkseid is always watching. So this concludes our issue here. So Orion, number 6 from the year 2000. Walter Simonson is absolutely incredible. So I recommend. This is collected into a 2 omnibuses. So if you see them, get them, because Walter Simonson is worth it. Thanks for listening. Have a great day.